Good evening and welcome everybody to the regular Gilbert City Council meeting of August 12th, 2026. Call the meeting to order at 6:10. Can we have a roll call, please?
Councilor Rutashnik.
Present.
Councilor Gilbert.
Here.
Councilor Redpenning.
Here.
Councilor Potman.
Here.
Mayor Oberstar.
Here. All right, we have a quorum, we can have a meeting. Next, could everybody help me in rise with the pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. And then, do we have any additions or to the agenda?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Under old business, letter D, we have the SEH contract for manholes. SEH contract for manholes. This is the additional,
This is SDH contract, this is, we did the contractor contract. Yeah, okay.
under new business, we scratched D and replaced it with Patsy's and the community center.
E?
D,
D is a dog.
we crossed out B.
Wait,
I'm going to go back and rework some of the language for the next meeting.
okay.
And then letter E is early voting or absentee voting.
Okay, this is absentee, how about early voting?
It's all one.
All in one?
It's all, as far as the county is concerned, absentee and early are all the same
Okay.
thing.
This is to do it?
A discussion about it to see, because you wanted to do it and we weren't here when we had the working session, so we added it to the agenda so that we could discuss it.
All right, we have 3 items for the additions. Everybody understands them?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda with additions.
Second. Motion by Councilor Skirvik, supported by Councilor Rutashnik to approve the additions to the agenda. Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Well, now we have the consent agenda. I have one issue on the special meeting minutes. I'd like to strike where it says pledge of allegiance. We don't do them only on regular meetings, so I don't want to have it in the minutes either. Just strike the line that says pledge of allegiance
Okay.
off the minutes. Other than that, I saw it looked good to me. Roll call for it.
We do have it in the regular meeting minutes if do you want it struck?
Well, yeah, it don't need to be in a special or working session or anything like that. Just a regular meeting, etc., televised TV or.
Okay.
I move to approve the consent agenda with the mayor's changes.
Moved by Councilor Skirvik, supported by
I'll second.
Councilor Redpenning to approve the consent agenda with the change, correction. Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries unanimously. All right, public input. Does anybody in the audience tonight have anything they wish to discuss with that council other than what's on tonight's agenda? All right, seeing none, hearing none, we'll move on to reports by council and mayor. All right, Councilor Redpenning, huh? You got anything?
Nothing to say.
Councilor Conklin.
Just one thing down at the Sparta Beach, people are using the garbage containers for demolition. And I know in the past, our garbage containers were used for, when we had our own down there, so he said it was pretty much the same way. People are putting their household garbage in there, they don't use it for, I don't believe what they're bringing to the beach, because there's big bags of garbage and everything else. I don't know, I'd recommend just eliminating that. If you got your garbage down there in your car, your wrappers and everything, just bring them home, don't even put a container down there anymore, because it just gets abused. And that's always been the case down there.
Well, we'll have to do another working session, we'll talk about that, okay? Greater length, I think, okay?
Just a question, how late do we keep the Sparta Beach open?
September 1st, usually.
So Labor Day, basically, or September 1st or whatever.
Yeah.
So
It
we're
used to be August 15th. but-
We're almost done with it. at this
Right,
point for
but
this
something
year.
to think about
For
next
next
year.
year, yeah. I think maybe we just write it out.
He's got three smaller containers there in a row.
Yeah.
Okay, good plan, okay. Anything else, Bob?
That's it. That's all I have.
Councilor Ratoshnik,
Nothing at this time.
Councilor Skirbeck.
The only question I have is actually maybe for Lynn. I had somebody ask me how late Splash Town was going to be.
I will have to look that up and see when their contract ends, but I can let you know.
I didn't know what to say, so
Okay.
that's all I have.
Yeah. All I have is two concerns, always, anything happen, Councilor red pitting down in your area with the pavement down there? Nothing yet?
I have an update on that. I talked to Sam about it. He has contacted Wasabi Bit 3 or 4 times about it. I know he was out of town, Tommy was out of town. So he is still trying to get him to look at it and take care of it. It's not for lack of trying at this point.
Can we have Sam let Wasabi Bit know that I think the council's
Yep.
kind of concerned about getting that done, not waiting till snow coming?
Yep.
All right?
Yep.
And also one other Wasabi Bit. We gotta get some more of that rock up there, I'll get a bid here, get a quote here on that bid up in the cemetery.
The rip wrap?
The riffraff or whatever, the remaining.
Yep, they're supposed to do it. It's a part of the original.
All the way to the Summit Street?
That's what my understanding is. I can verify that with Sam.
I spoke.
That was another thing that he was trying to get information on, so.
I spoke with Tom personally, and he was gonna get us a quote.
Okay, well, maybe then I misunderstood Sam, so I'll
Because he
check.
didn't say it was in the original bid, he was gonna get us a quote, but he was kind of busy, but he would get that quote here, and it's not here yet. I just want to say, it's getting to look like awful up there, and you can't even walk through there almost now. And it's gonna be out of control pretty soon if we don't get that done.
I see they rip-wrapped over there by the old holiday station.
That's
KGM,
the
I
state.
believe, has a contract.
Yeah, that's the state, we
Yeah,
want
They
35.
rip-wrap that, so, I mean, you could contact them to finish it if they're not,
Maybe, yeah.
and they've got the rip-wrap, so it's just a matter of bringing it up there, put it in place.
And you make up a good point there. Sam was just telling me the other day, in that same area where they're putting that storm sewer line, we have a sanitary storm sewer line that needs repair right there. And he was gonna bring up for budget time. And what the heck, that can't be, it's almost right in the same area. And I don't know, maybe that was a deterrent for the Dollar General store, because you need an easement, it's going right through the corner property, this.
Sewer line.
And they're doing a storm sewer line over there, and pipes over there, and it's gotta be right there. So we gotta have Sam go over there and check that out, what's going on. Okay. Plus, on the same note, I talked to higher up at the Minnesota Highway Department on a obtaining 2 lights for this intersection by Summit Street and 135. They have a program where they put the lights up, and then we take over after that. The maintenance.
Would they be just flashing lights for crossing, or would they be full
Street lights.
stop lights?
No, regular lights.
Street lights.
Street lights, just like at the bottom of Broadway,
Okay.
seeing 2 lights on the intersection. there.
Oh, so like lighting?
Yeah,
Okay,
lighting.
Okay, I was thinking traffic control lights, but you're talking lighting.
Lighting, for that intersection, for the safety of the people crossing that at 4 o'clock in the winter time, it's very, very dark.
Mhm.
And now even, what dark. So. then
Did he
we're
call
gonna-
you back?
Huh?
Did he call you back?
No, but you were there when I.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they put them up and they pay for the lights and the wiring and everything else that they need to be done, and we just have to pay for the power to light them.
And the
They
maintenance.
don't- then there are-
And it's
Right.
maintenance forever and ever.
And the maintenance, yeah.
We own them then,
Right.
after that.
So, okay, there are some lights on the street already. So who's paying for the power on them? Are we already paying for the power? So it's no different than the homes we already pay for. So it sounds like a good deal.
Yeah, right?
Right.
So just to be aware, I'm really working hard. The gentleman before him retired on July 31st, so I've been talking to many people there. And he was saying, you can testify, he was very receptive to
He
the
was very-
request, So I'm hoping that that gets done, because I'd like to save somebody from getting seriously hurt or otherwise.
Would we have to make sure that the style of light is what we currently have?
He'll do
Okay.
that.
I would imagine they would go with, I'm assuming, probably shouldn't assume, but I would assume that they would go with whatever we have along Main Street, because the state just put those in too.
Well, I was just gonna say that's state owned too, and that would be state owned, so I would assume
So
it
I
would
would
be
assume
similar.
they'd use similar.
Well, I'm just thinking about like light bulbs. Like if one light burns out,
Yeah,
we have a whole bunch of ones for these, but if those are separate, we don't have those in stock.
right, which is another reason why I would hope, I should probably say, I would hope they would use the same style, so that when
Yep.
it comes to replacing,
I believe
maybe we could make that request.
you're gonna make the same ones at the bottom of Main Street,
Yeah.
there's 4 of them. And those are 40-foot height. Ours on Main Street are only 30-foot height. 'Cause that's what we requested when we did the Main Street, we didn't want 40 feet high. But those over there on the highway are 40 feet high, and that's what them would be, probably up on the top.
I would assume they would be similar. I would guess that they would be similar.
The same as the ones at the bottom, which are 40 feet high, and these are 30 feet high, all the way across.
You can request a convulsion one too, because I know in a number of places they use, not the bright white, but they use the amber bulb, because if you're coming over the hill, going up the hill, looking at the light. So for traffic, it's just maybe an amber light in there, just
Just
to
like
light.
get back to me if there's a yes or no, and then I'll talk to them about their concerns. You know, just same lady, like that, the bottom of Main Street and the height and all that. Okay.
A question going back to that cemetery. They haven't taken out that second culvert yet.
The second culvert,
Yeah, they
Which
took
one
the
is
one, they
that?
took the one out by the gas plant. That was out.
they haven't taken it out? I thought they did, because when I
The
talked to
one by the
Sam.
gas plant is out.
Okay, which is the second one then, I'm sorry.
It's the first one where you got a ditch this big and a pipe this big flowing, so when it freezes in the winter, it runs over the road, runs down into the cemetery then.
I thought, I don't,
It's probably right on the old summit.
Yeah,
okay, I guess I didn't know that there were 2 that had to come out. I know that there was the one up by this gas.
Well, that one gotta be replaced then. We need that one, we need Summit Street.
no, it's not the one at Summit Street, it's up in the, when you go out of the cemetery, where they dump all the dirt
Yeah,
and the graves, that one, because all the water comes from the west side over there, and runs all the way down, and then it runs into a pipe like this in the winter, then it freezes.
in that ditch again.
Yeah, and then it comes over the road and it runs down, over the graves
Okay.
and underlying the wall.
Not the main one that goes with the whole ditch, the
No.
other ditch.
It's
Comes this way
the second one.
From east and west.
I think they put a couple rocks on it right now, but
Okay.
we were supposed to have that out because We spent $30,000 getting it done, so we don't know it's gonna work if that pipe is still there.
So we just take it out or we're replacing it? Just
We're
so-
taking it out.
Okay.
You wanna open up the ditch more, so it's
Yeah.
being restricted with the small culvert in the winter. So you just wanna eliminate it and open up the ditch so the water
Can
can
run,
flow
that's free
through.
flowing?
Yes,
Okay.
Is that the culvert they used to get across into that area?
yeah, where they had the brush pile,
Yeah,
yeah, that culvert that they traveled over to get to the brush pile.
so now we're not gonna use that
Just
area.
eliminate that and leave it as a ditch.
Okay. All right. I think if Stanley can talk to me.
Okay. I just want to make sure that I
But
follow the
we
right
won't be
thing.
able to get over that area no more.
No, there's really no reason to it.
Okay. Other than that, I got it. My report is done. All right, we have staff reports. Everybody, Mr. Nathan here. You want to report?
I have something for Anthony.
Okay,
Can you do that first?
all right.
They have, they need to have their ladder truck, inspected. It's in the budget. It's, the quote that he sent me was $936. Do I need to have you do anything with that, or do I just have him do it?
There's something about a $500 or over motion many years ago or something like that.
Right, this is 936, but it's, they have to have it done. It's an inspection for the aerial truck, and it was included in the budget.
My understanding is that some council way back when made a motion here for anything over $500, those department heads have to come to council.
It's
Even though
actually,
budget-
it's specified in the city charter.
Even though it was budgeted for.
What does it say, Colin? Well,
I don't know, in the past, we've said if it's a budgeted item, just go ahead and do it. That's, you know, my
I
experience
would
with
agree with
that.
that too, but I don't know which is which now.
Yeah, I don't know, whatever you want to do, I guess.
I was gonna look in the charter to see what it says.
I'm trying to find the reference right now, but my understanding is that, oh, here it is. Okay, purchases and contracts. The city clerk shall be the chief purchasing agent for the city. All city purchases and contracts shall be made or let by the city clerk when the amount involved does not exceed $500, provided, however, expenditures of budgeted expenses contained within the approved city budget shall be permitted without any further action. So essentially,
Okay.
if it's a budgeted item, you don't have to get approval.
All right, that's
Just
It's nice to know
for,
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, for additional information though, just so because you're gonna run into this as well. The city containing appropriate controls to allow greater spending authorities up to $5,000 in circumstances that the city determines are critical needs for the good and orderly operation of the city. However, the application of the rule cannot be avoided by breaking purchases into parts. All other purchases shall be made by contracts led by the council. So the $5,000 spending limit essentially gives the clerk the authority to make emergency expenditures that usually isn't done in conjunction with department heads. So if something needs to be
Like
done.
a well pump or something.
Yeah, if we need to act fast, I think, Brian, I think this is what we use, is if we need to act fast on a sale for a computer
Right.
and be able to save us money, that would give you the authority to do that. The requirement, though, is if you use that authority, you do need to report it back to the council.
Absolutely. And I would continue to report things like this, that we're gonna have the ladder truck looked at, just to let you know that we done it.
Or the mayor can make an emergency, okay, all right?
Yep.
Okay.
So, but again, regardless of what the emergency is, it still has to be disclosed to the council.
Absolutely. Yep. So that's all I had from Anthony, and he just asked if he needed approval, and I said I didn't think so, but I would mention it, so.
All right. Okay, now Nathan.
Yeah. I don't have anything to report, but if you guys have any questions, I'll do my best to answer them.
I suppose you hashed over your contract that we're gonna okay there with the
Yeah.
manhole?
Yeah, I didn't have anything to add really, but it was just an addition from the existing contract.
Okay.
just for the addendum to the work that's being.
So I gave you a summary that shows the manhole project and where we're at as far as the surplus and including the contract for SBA for administration of the project.
And the excess can be used as a match, right? The excess money,
We don't have to use the excess as a match because anything we have for a match, we're gonna use the other grants for the match.
that's what I'm saying, yeah. The excess money can be used to match. Because weren't we liable for 100 grand on the?
Right.
Yeah.
But we can use
The excess
MTCA money to
Yes.
match.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's true. That was a question we had last week.
Yep. I did ask Matt for what he thought it would cost per manhole to do more of them. And he is working on that, so I don't have an answer for you, but I did ask the question.
Okay, so that literally answers my question for the remaining funding of 356,800.
Yep, how far that will go.
How, in Price is Right terms, how close can we get without going over?
Going over, yep.
And I would say we should probably, in whatever Matt's estimates are, we should build in the contingency
Yep,
fund for that. So
absolutely.
that's usually what, 10%? So,
Yep,
You know, did we ever, I don't know if it all has to be for manholes. How about repair, patching and stuff like that? Is any monies available for that?
I can ask Matt that, but I don't know, it's not a part of the scope. I believe that we submitted to get the funding, but I will ask him what we could use, what we could use that money for.
Say if there's some mill and overlay that, we had to do, that could be, that money could be used for, it'd be nice to know that.
I do think Matt mentioned something that what we have in writing is kind of vague. So we
Yeah.
might have some wiggle room to do other projects, but
Like say, for instance, your patch at your place, something like that.
that's exactly what I was thinking. Is that if doing the manhole project disturbed the area around it sufficiently enough to justify
Mhm.
doing a
Doing a
similar
block
repair.
or a half a
Yeah,
block or
yeah.
something.
I'm making notes and I will let you know.
Mhm.
So, Nathan, you're talking, SEH is 114,700 plus 65, add those both, is what your contract is,
Yes.
right? Both lines?
Mhm.
Okay.
So that's under old business, letter D, so,
Do we need a motion to approve this?
yes.
I want to take that up right now since we're in, with it, Matt. We could put it under any business as long as you were here anyway. We could add it on somewhere else. Well, since we added, we can take it under any business. Go ahead. Who wants to make a motion to go, add those two lines up with the, until they come up for.
We already approved the 114 though.
Okay,
We've already approved the 114. It's just the second number.
65,
Yep. Up to 65, I think is what the contract says.
okay. And somebody make a motion to.
Up to 64, 630.
it's about 180,000.
Total, but she said, you did 114 to get this thing started.
Right. We've already approved that.
Okay, so this one is not to exceed the amount of 64,630.
65.
64, 630
64,630.
on the contract.
And one says designed to 65 here, so which one is which? I know you got that.
Well, I think, so this is the funding summary, but the actual contract spells out 64,630. So, I think that's what we go with, is what's the actual amount of the contract. So, I'll go ahead and make the motion to go with the SH contract in the amount of 64,630, not to exceed.
Motion by Councilor Scrivby, do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Second by Councilor Edipining to approve contract for our manhole projects in the city of Gilbert to his engineering firm, SEH, for additional $64,630.
Not to exceed.
Not to exceed that. We've already given 114. Any other more discussion on that? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries unanimously. All right. Okay with that? Anybody else need anything for Matt, Nathan? Anything to excuse him if nothing else? Good to go, yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
All right. Anybody else here? Interim clerk. City clerk, Lynn, you have anything?
Everything that I talked about would still be on the agenda now, based on, what we talked about at the working session, so I don't have anything to add right now.
Old business, check register is 7/27/26 to 7/28/26, and check register 8/3/26 to 8/6/26. Needs approval.
I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the check registers.
There's been a motion, and a second.
I'll second.
Second by Councilor Edipining to approve check register 7/27 to 7/28 and 8/3 to 8/6/2026. Any more discussion?
Yeah, I have a question on the Ellers Bond Trust Service Corporation. I see there's a negative subtract sign on that. What does that mean? And I don't understand what this is all about.
Where?
It says adjustment, interest on the sewer, adjustment, interest on water, and adjustment for fiscal agent fee. And then there's minus signs at the end of these numbers. What does that mean?
This was a check that was voided because they didn't get the check.
No, underneath that.
Yeah, that's it. That is what it was. It was a check that they didn't receive, so we ACH'd it, so we had to go back in and take it out.
And voided.
Ellers Trust?
If you can tell, there's a date on there, 6/12/2026. That was when the check was done. So the negative numbers are because it was an adjustment. We ACH'd them instead.
The check came back like a week and a half after we had sent it. I think that
So it's
they-
a credit is what you're saying? Is it a credit?
Right. You took it,
Okay.
when you void the check, you have to put the money back in, which all of these have positive because that we're taking the money out, which is counterintuitive, but minusing it puts it back into the checking account.
Yeah, because you have a subtract sign up in the East Region Southeast Sanitation also.
Right, and that's
So-
because the two numbers below it I had added together as one, and they needed to be separate.
The way Jamie sends us the invoice, he puts
He sends one.
he sends us an
invoice.
invoice for part of it, and then he sends us a second invoice, which shows the first invoice on the second invoice, which is a little bit confusing, so we voided that out and then redid it so that the total matched, and that's why the minus is there.
Because they're credits, right?
Right.
Yes. And what's going on with Ellers anyway? Are they, I'm kind of lost
This
in what they're doing.
is a bond
for us.
payment, interest
Yeah.
payment, this is not for services.
Bond payment. Oh, through them?
Yes.
Oh, on the sewer, I see.
Yep,
Okay,
yep.
these are the
It's not-
bond payments.
Those are bond payments.
Okay, I
Yep.
got it now. I
Yep.
understand. Okay,
That's why we ACH'd it, because
okay,
we needed to have it there.
I see. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Got a question?
Sure.
We hired Randy.
We did have Randy come and do some work.
Yeah, Lynn called me on this critical issue she had all day long, getting none of her work done. Her computers were down, her system was down over here, and she was getting no help from whoever you're on the phone with.
Cassell and,
Well,
it was a Cassell issue in PSN.
we cannot have
CIT,
this.
you get
She's
everybody.
already 6 hours in a day, and nothing was getting done, and I said, go ahead and get somebody to do it. And,
Wouldn't CIT handle that?
Yes, yes, they could, but some of that was stuff that we had in-house, and PSN wasn't calling CIT back, and they weren't calling us back, and Cassell wasn't calling us back, and it was getting, this is just one more time where PSN is just causing us so much trouble.
Was this related to the reason why I didn't receive my bill until August 10th?
No.
No, that's another separate issue with PSN.
Right.
Was this, did he come in-house and do this?
I'm sorry,
Did Randy come
Yes.
in-house and do this?
he did.
He did, and so he sat on the phone for us for many hours, and turns out, one of the issues that we had was we could not get our credit card machine to work, and it was this way for a good 6 weeks, and Randy was able to finally pinpoint it. We were all calling, constantly getting the same
Nowhere.
thing back, and Randy was able to figure out that PSN did not register the machine before it came to us.
And I okayed it, so.
And that was just one issue that he fixed, but we had total computer problems in every department.
So what good was CIT then?
It's not, it wasn't an issue with CIT. CIT doesn't have the time, they can answer the phone, but if PSN calls them right now and they don't have somebody available, it's not, it can't be addressed. And then they'll call PSN back, and then Cassell doesn't call, or it
It's like
needs
a-
somebody that they can
Yeah.
contact to get through and talk to someone right away.
And I had one other question.
Okay.
We bought a cable locator.
Oh. Yep.
And you divided it up between 3 departments?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you not want us to do that? They use it for those 3.
That's how we do anything.
The only thing that I was wondering is, I know we were gonna have somebody else come in and do the locating, or call for locating, and we weren't gonna be doing locating
No, we do locating for water.
and sewer.
Yep, for sure.
So-
I asked Sam where he thought he was gonna use it, and he said that he would see that we would potentially use it for electric as well, under emergencies and other such situations.
So we also paid USIC locating for after-hours locates? What were the after-hours locates? I mean, $2,646 for after-hour locates.
Right?
Where were they?
I don't have it
They give
here.
us a spreadsheet. but
They sent us a
it
spreadsheet with it on, and, I could certainly show it to you. I don't have access to it right here.
But I mean, who would call for that? After-hour locates? I mean, we would have to call for it.
No, not necessarily. When you look at the sheet, it breaks it down for all different companies and all different things that are going on in our city limits with different contractors when they're calling to have something located as well.
So we must have an emergency for after-hours if they
Yes.
call for locate.
So was this on the highway project that they had?
I don't
No, there's
know.
usually a variety, there's like a list. I can give it to you guys
I can give you
next
the list
time.
and-
We get it with every bill that we have with them.
They sent us the location and when they did it and what is.
Where the property is, who requested it, and what they did.
So if somebody like me, being a homeowner, and I say at 4 o'clock, I says, well, I want to dig. So I call them and they say, well, we can send somebody over.
It has to be an emergency though.
Yeah,
Because when you call.
To any homeowner, it'd be an emergency, I need it right now.
That doesn't, you don't decide if it's an emergency.
The call before you dig program that you're talking for, it very clearly says that you have 3 to 5 days before
Window where-
where
yeah.
they will come out and locate.
So I guess I'm wondering, where was the emergency that we had to spend $2,600 for
I
looking?
can't answer that without looking at the bill to tell you specifically. And it's not us necessarily, I mean, anyone who calls, what is it, 611, it's go for state one, basically. We have to provide that service and it comes to the city and then it goes to USIC. And so it's not something we necessarily have control over. We have to administer it because it's in our city limits, but it doesn't mean that we get to decide if it's an emergency or not.
Honestly, I'm not even sure that they're all considered after hours. That's just how the invoice comes to me. It says after hours / locates, and then there's a whole separate spreadsheet of
The
everything.
whole list of, the whole amount isn't necessarily all emergency locating. There is, part of that total is, just regular locates that they would have had it done.
Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
OCD? Motion carries unanimously. Okay, timesheets for employees, 7/19 to 8/1/2026. You go on, did you review that? Anybody want to make a motion? I'll step up this here and make a motion to approve.
The mayor stepped off the chair to make a motion to approve the timesheets for the specified dates of 7/19/26 through 8/1/26. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
There's been a motion and a second. By Councilor Skrillex. Any discussion? Any questions?
I just have one question on Marion's charge of interviews. She has overtime for interviews. What was interviews?
That was when she
That was what I was here doing the minutes for
do the minutes for the interviews
For the
for Nancy and
interviews.
For who?
I. Nancy and I?
I was asked to come do that meeting as well.
Okay. So, just here's another question. You know, Ty's on salary, right?
Yep.
Yes and no,
So does he get paid overtime?
yes.
Oh. Okay. So then he's really not on salary?
Right, that's why I said yes and no.
Yeah.
So what they do is they take, some weeks they have 4 shifts and some weeks they have 5 shifts. So instead of trying to determine each of those weeks, they just take the salary and divide it by the number of weeks. And then anytime over his normal shifts is overtime.
I believe it's a question of exempt versus not exempt.
Right. Salary is maybe a different term, I mean, but that's how they word it.
Any more questions? Concerns?
Is there... Marion has overtime every day for 2 weeks.
What do you have?
What is your question?
Why is there overtime every day for 2 weeks?
To get the work done that we have in the office?
My hours have not changed since I've been here. There's just so much work to do, and there's really, me doing the whole thing in the office.
Yeah, but we have office hours. Those are the hours that are supposed to be worked.
So what do you do?
That doesn't,
I
what do
can't
you want her to
get
not
things
do?
done.
Just come in for a normal shift.
Okay, what do you want her to not do when she's been supposed to leave? Should she not do some payables?
Should stop at the time she's supposed to stop and finish it the next day.
It's impossible. I literally do everything other than the utilities.
Okay.
I mean, I genuinely tried. I would prefer not to work any overtime. I have a family at home.
That's
as
fine.
well.
We're done.
I guess I'll go along with the question on the billing clerk. Hours that she works.
Her hours have changed since that,
What are her hours?
7:30 to 4.
7:30.
Yeah.
So who covers between 4 and 4:30?
Marion. Or
That
me.
means she doesn't get her work done. So
Right,
she
that's
has to
part
work-
of the, that's the point
That's
with all
part
of
of the
this.
problem is that
That
I've
there's-
always done 3 from 4:30. I'm always the only person.
There's so
after
much to
But
do.
the question here is, you can tell the billing clerk, your hours are 8 to 4:30.
I didn't want her to have 8 to 4:30 because it takes a half an hour to run reports and get the till open in order to take payments at 8 o'clock.
Doesn't she do that report at night?
No,
Could she?
All the ACH payments and everything.
Come in
comes
overnight.
Overnight, so it has to be done in the morning. For that.
we
For
get
that
payments
Friday.
from the state and everything else overnight.
When she does those reports, does she run it on her machine or where does it get run from? I mean,
It's on the front column, or front machine.
So when it's being run, you can't do any billing, I mean, you can't do any collections at that time.
Right.
It updates the machine for that next business day.
I call for the vote.
Mayor's call for the vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. 5-0. Chair goes back to the mayor.
Thank you. All right, on the new business. Well, community center update, got anything there?
Yeah, we did get approval finally from the plumbing inspector. I think it was early last week. And so they're continuing on to finish that now that they've gotten the approval. But that's the only update I have right now. But that's where we were before, is that we were waiting for the approval from the plumbing inspector.
So is there a completion date now for the library?
I believe that they're talking about doing the punch list at the end of August. That's what the most recent conversation was last week.
So in the next 18 days, basically.
Ish, yep.
Well, it's just past the people are gonna wanna know if they're gonna be done enough by October.
Oh, they will,
Oh, yeah.
they will. Especially if they're doing the punch list at the end of the month, the 1st of September, or whatever it's at, right around that time.
Inspector has been here already, or is he still on his way?
Well, he approved the plan and for them to do everything, so I assume he's going to have to come and inspect it. But he gave the approval to do what they requested they were gonna do, so it should be okay.
I would assume that if he's approved the plan, they'll move forward, he'll come out, it'll literally take half an hour for him to check it.
Well, we do know that
So,
that's the way it should work, yes.
unless there's a corrective,
Some other thing he finds that didn't go the way he thought it should, but,
generally, as long as the plan has been approved and you
Yes.
adhere to the plan, that's usually a formality.
yep, it's just a formality then.
Very good. Okay, new business A, land use permit for Kevin Neeson, storage shed. I'm gonna ask Counselor Toshnik, as you, what do you recommend there? Good to go?
Yeah, it's good to go, that one's good to go.
Counselor Toshnik has checked it out and says it's good to go. I go along with his recommendation.
And this is the one with Kevin, okay, I just wanna make sure.
I'll go ahead and make the motion to approve the land use permit for Kevin Nielsen for a short storage shed.
Counselor Skrillex makes a motion to approve the land use permit for Kevin Neeson.
I'll second.
Second by Counselor Redpain. All this recommendation by our counselor that does his planning and zoning jobs for us. Any more discussion on that? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries unanimously. Next, we have land use permit for Stephen Fensky, fence. The storage shed on the fence. How about that, Councilor Batachny?
Well, on that one, he just had his driveway done today, laptop from the studio back to his house. And on the permit, it says the permanent fence is in blue, but we got a black and white copy, so I don't know where the permanent fence is.
Oh. Sorry. I made the copy, I should have color copied.
So he just had his driveway done all the way to here. He's gonna put a fence from here to here. A little piece back there. And now we put fence posts here, here, and here. Because he just cuts wood back there and stores wood on the side of his garage. I can't answer that. It shows the fence, and it doesn't say, is it gonna be a wood fence, is it gonna be a chain link fence, is it gonna be gate on it?
We can table if you want
Because
more details.
it just says fence. How does he get up?
Again, we can table it and ask for more detail.
Yeah, we're gonna need a little more detail. Yeah, from the house, he just had his blacktop today, going back to, somewhere back in here. Well, actually, I think we stopped here, and it's some blacktop, so. Ask him, you know, is it a chain link, is it a wood fence, or is it a plastic fence? Show us where the gate is.
Okay, make your table and asking what you want to, what the
I'll move
information.
table this, we need further verification of what type of fence, gates, how high the fence is gonna be.
Do we want to update this form so that we get
We
that
should,
information ahead of time?
We should.
I would say probably the biggest concern for me, not necessarily the materials, although I'd like to know that, is the height. You know, is it 4 foot, 6 foot, 8 foot, 12 foot?
Yeah, we don't
We
know.
don't know.
Oh, I think our ordinance is 8 foot.
Yeah, but I mean,
But if it's a
like-
privacy fence versus a chain link
Show it
gate, it
on
would make a
there?
difference.
I don't.
Well, it's a maximum.
I don't think we have it on the floor.
Right, but I mean, if it's gonna block somebody's view of privacy fence, would be,
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, take to put an 8-foot wooden fence up there, whatever that is.
Okay, a motion by Councilor Batachny to table to get certain information that he's requesting that council needs to approve this. Is there a second on that?
I'll second.
Second by Councilor Redpain. Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries unanimously.
Councilor Patachnik, could you send me a list in an email of what information that we might want to have on this form, and we could maybe, I could update it? Or I could have it as a list that we could ask the resident when they turn it in, we would ask those questions?
Okay.
I was just gonna suggest the same thing when I looked at this sheet, because I realized it doesn't ever ask for the height on there.
Well, why don't we
Just ask for the
get this
height and type.
information?
Yeah, it'd be nice to update
And then we
that.
do the form.
That's what I'm saying. If I get the information that would be helpful, then I will update the form so that we don't have to table things and we can move them along.
I'm actually just going to make a suggestion that
Mhm.
one of the two, you go back to your computer and use Chat GPT,
Yep.
one of the things and say, create a form for
And I probably will
municipal
have-
fences.
Yeah, I'll probably have my summer help do that for me.
Yeah.
But you have to give it all the information on the ordinance.
Not necessarily, you'd be amazed how much
You can
stuff
tweak
you
it.
pull from AI these days.
Yeah, you can tweak it and
Yeah.
say,
And
oh, I want
that's
to
a great
add
thing, if we
this.
can edit it, that's a great starting point.
Yep.
And it's a time saver.
Yep. But as long as I know where to start from, that's super helpful.
Okay, the fire department PERA, I'm sure working session dealt with that. What do you come up with?
We talked about that at the working session, that Mike did not make the 25 or 26 payment to para for the fire department. And I will be making those 2 payments because they're owed that money. One of the things that we want to discuss, that we'll discuss probably at the budget meeting, is making a change to that contribution. And it's one $2,000 payment, it's not per firefighter, it's not anything, so I feel that we can just,
2027 budget?
right, yep. Okay, that's what that is.
Sounds good, so we need a motion to.
No, because it's in the budget,
Yeah,
it's just not that it was just not done, so it's more or less,
2 budgets ago, yeah.
Yep.
right.
I did ask that in the budgeting process, then prepare that section so we know, what we can potentially do as far as increasing that parent and what it would mean.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
So I think that's a budget conversation
Yeah,
for
right.
sure.
I tell you what, she told me that, I was very, very frustrated to hear that.
Our fire chief was very adamant to get it paid early, and that was,
A bone of contention.
it was not met with a positive.
Well, he did come in several times throughout the year,
Yeah.
still.
That's what he means though, is that he asked about it anytime.
Yeah.
Your surprises never end.
They don't.
All right, next we have D,
Pasties.
pasty sales for the community church. Anybody representatives want to come to the podium and speak on that? Give us a date, I guess, a date. You want to waive the fee, right? Yeah, hit the button here,
Rudy Gumdrops. I suppose.
Before.
Huh?
Yeah. it shows.
It just did.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, no, it just went back out. You can do it without me.
I know. Yes, the Gilbert Community Church United Methodist would like to have use of the community center, both the kitchen and the dining area, to make pasties. It's a community event, and we do it because the community asks us to continue doing it. And financially, it would be a hardship if we had to pay that. And if you look at what we do in the community, most of that goes back to the community one way or the other anyhow. Because we do support the 3rd of July activities and appreciation luncheons and stuff like that. And we understood what was going on last year where your hands were tied. But now I believe you do have the funds, or will soon have the funds to cover it without coming out of the coffers from the citizens.
How many days are you gonna need it?
Depends on if we have to clean before we go in and stuff. We usually do our actual prep and baking Tuesday through Thursday. We bring in the stuff on Monday. This time it's going to take more work because we used to have a storage room in the building where we kept all of our pans and bowls and everything in this. We got to haul everything back in. And we're also hoping that the city will let us again have a space for the storage of all that.
What are the dates?
We're looking at like the 13th through the 15th being actively doing the mixing and baking
Which month?
of October.
October.
But like I said, with us having to haul everything there, this time we'll be coming in on Monday unless we have to clean, and we're willing to clean, but then we'll take a day for that.
All the storage, I'm gonna have to talk to Sam, I don't know what we got for storage, moving down there and all that. Have to look at that prior, so you know.
Oh, I will.
October, what did you say?
13th, 13th, and 15th.
15th is the actual making and baking.
Well, you may want it for the whole week. no?
Yes, that would be nice.
don't you go from 12 to the
16th.
Will do, because then we can come clean if we have to on
12
Friday.
to 16, waive the fee, and put me down for 10.
Where's your order form?
Is the mayor stepping off the chair to make the motion for
Yes.
those dates, and it's gonna be
Is
paid
that
for by
one
the...
key, by the way, just for the back, not for the top?
What?
One key, though, for the door, not for the front door, but for the back door?
Need a key to get in.
Need both keys?
Just
Both keys?
the one key, the
I
basic
just get a key for the back door.
Okay.
back door downstairs.
All right. I'll make a motion to approve that and waive the fee for those dates.
We're paying it at the
We're
end.
paying it from the charitable gambling fund.
Very good, yeah. Our first one?
Yep.
Yep.
All right.
So now we added days, what was your cost before that 450? Was that for 3 days? or-
I don't know for sure. I just know that she gave us a letter that said that the
I mean,
450.
we've got to be consistent, you know.
I don't
If it's
see,
for 5 and if it's going to be another $300, I mean, we got to have consistency. You can't just give one and not the
I
other.
don't see nobody else using that for the other two.
Well, that
days.
doesn't matter, Carl.
If
It's
one of
all
those,
about being fair to everybody.
if one of the days, let's say the 12th of October is a day for you to do the cleaning, I think that's reasonable for us to waive that fee because it's doing something that we would have to do
Right.
otherwise after the construction project and stuff like that. So I look at that as almost a donation from the organization in front of us. So I don't have a problem with that extra day specifically for the cleaning.
Friday's a cleanup day.
Well, depends how dirty it is.
Right.
Both days are
I
cleanup.
mean, the bulk of the sale is going to be the 13th through the 15th.
Well,
Right.
13th to the 15th is all the press and stuff.
Yep, so that's the active portion of it.
Mayor stepping off the chair to make that motion. Do I have a second?
I'll say.
Any discussion? Hearing no more discussion, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed, motion carries unanimously. Chair goes back to mayor.
Thank you. I got your order, Carl.
And send me an order form too.
You talked to me, that's all you need.
All right. Okay, absentee and early voting. Do you have, when do you have to let the county know that we're gonna, if we go ahead and do this?
Before September, he told me, before September 10th or 17th or something, because,
It's 17th, yeah.
okay, then it's at 17th. I knew it was sometime in September. I will have to go to some other training.
I guess we have some
If we do it?
volunteers here in the room.
Yes,
And I'll get some more judges if you need them, all right?
Mary Lou did tell me that they would have 3 people to help that would volunteer and help me with it.
There's Saturdays involved here for $6.
We can pick which ones we want though, and it doesn't have to be a lot, but I will make sure and let you know.
We'll communicate.
Yes.
So we're suggesting we go with the alternate plan here that he had
That's-
outlined.
Carl, that's what you'd like to see, right?
What's that, not alternate?
The alternate plan where we're the temporary absentee location and we can pick the times and,
As long as we're having that available for our citizens,
okay.
alternate or not, but the thing is, when we say we're gonna do it, we can't have a close sign there.
No, it's against the law. It's a
Against the law.
statute that if we
So-
say it, we have to do it.
This is our problem before that, she had nobody
Right.
committed, even the judges we did have,
We lost one.
couldn't commit to those hours for early voting. And so you
Let
can't
alone
commit to
regular.
something that you don't know if you're gonna be able to follow through with.
Right.
So that's our problem. We've had some phone calls about very upset about not having to be
Having
able
it
to early vote in town. So this is serious business here. I don't know what breaking the law is gonna mean to them if that happened, but they don't want that to happen.
So, explain something to me. So is early voting and absentee voting the same?
It
Do
is,
you get a form, an absentee form, and then you early vote?
it's not the same, but as far as the county, as far as the actual logistics of it, absentee, you usually will get one in the mail.
Yeah.
You can come and get an absentee ballot, or you can vote early. but the county puts them all in the same hat. So if you do absentee, you do early. If you do vote early, you do absentee. It's all one as far as the county is concerned.
So a person only has to call the county for an absentee ballot, and then it's actually an early voting ballot also.
No, we.
Because you can use it both ways.
We have to send that ballot.
I believe the process works that if you need to register as an absentee ballot, you do that through the Secretary of State website. You can request that, they send you the absentee ballot in the mail.
Yep. And
You can fill it out at your leisure, and then you drop it off at a site that's designated. That would be the portion that we would be designated. Early voting is specifically coming in to a location to vote in person.
Or do the ballot in person. Okay.
Yep, that's the difference.
So that's what we're talking about then.
Both.
To actually have somebody here, like we did
Tuesday.
at the primary
Yes.
just yesterday.
Yep,
And they have to be here and
there have
go
to
through
be
the
2 people
process.
here.
Oh, okay,
Yep, that's part of what
I
Phil
see.
was saying,
okay.
for us, that's been a challenge, you know, if we have 2 of us that have to be in here.
They go in a conference room and vote in private, not in here.
No, we would set it up.
Yeah. So that's my question about the general election absentee hours. So the first item, it says September 18th through November 2nd, but does not list specific hours. Is that just the general period?
That's the period, and Phil, during my conversation with him, said that you can pick the days, but when you pick a day, you have to follow through.
Okay.
And it is not as rigorous or as in-depth as having it be, like, if we were to have done it for the primary, we would have had to have someone here from June 10th all the way through yesterday to take early voting and absentee voting.
So all of these, it looks like all of these October dates are all Saturdays.
Sunday too, right?
Yeah, and then November 1st is a Sunday and Monday's November 2nd. So, okay.
Yeah, how about this?
So then, so the absentee hours, September 18th through November 2nd, do we assume that that would be at any time that the city hall office is open? That people would be able to come in?
Some of them have to be until like 5 PM and later times. I can get more information from Phil on that to be crystal clear.
Okay.
But he said when you do the temporary, it means that it's less constrictive. So I will make sure. The other thing is that we'd have to tabulate the absentee ballots. Sorry, I mean, it is what it is, it's just outlined here. I just want to make sure that you guys all knew
Yep,
how intense it is
yep.
and what has to be done.
So just pointing out, item number 3, it says Tuesday, October 17th. October 17th is a Saturday, so that needs to be
Oh, here.
clarified.
And that's a very.
There's a
nice-
typo in there somewhere.
I like that day.
Tuesday, yes, that's a Saturday.
So, I like the idea of doing the alternative hours. I think it's helpful for citizens. I would just like more specification on, can people come and absentee and early vote during office hours
Yes.
during that period?
Yeah, as it says here, there's more flexibility if you're a temporary location, which is the second part. More flexibility as far as hours and days open, no minimum hours of days, however, days and hours would have to be posted. So we could say we have one Saturday, and then that's all we have to do.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? If you are a regular, then this is what applies. The ones that he's listed. We have to decide by September 17th, and they have to do programming, so obviously the sooner I let them know, the better.
Yep.
And then there's a minimum of 2 staff people, and so, I mean, it's just making sure that whatever we pick is when we have coverage.
Yep. I would recommend that if you can by the next meeting, if you can come up with the specific dates and times.
Yep, I
So
can do
that we
that.
can review them and approve them.
Yep, okay.
Plus, we already approved a set of judges already.
We did.
And we need, if we add some more to that list, we need to have them approved.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
So these are non-paid positions, right?
They are paid.
Oh, they are paid? Oh,
We, the previous clerk asked me, how much the budget for these things, I told him it was normally $15,000 for elections.
Okay.
And it should be in the budget, okay?
Okay.
Number two,
so if we don't do this, the county does it?
Yes.
Is that, I understand?
Yep.
To meet our requirement, obligation, I don't know what you call it, the county can do all of this, all of these services for us.
Yep, and they did for the primary.
Yeah. So voters have to be able to have a place to vote, obviously. I think that's,
Yep, and for absentee, they counted all the ballots, all that stuff. And for early voting, they just have to go to the Virginia County courthouse,
yep,
and they had everything set up.
see, they wanted to come here
yep.
and couldn't.
Right.
We still met the spirit of the law because we gave them a location,
Yeah, right.
but they wanted it to be here, which I understand.
Okay, number 2A, is what we have to get cleared up. This is where the budget of 15,000 plus the we pay the judges in that, as well. But this year, the city will send out absentee ballots. Now, I'm confused what you said, the state sends that out, or we send this out?
We have to send them.
Yeah, I believe any voter in Minnesota, registered voter in Minnesota, can go to the Secretary of State site and request an absentee ballot.
That is true, I did it today.
I'm guessing the Secretary of State then transmit that information to the precinct
Yeah.
to say this voter has requested.
What?
When I just did it online, it just said, today that it would just mail it to my house
No, I'm
for
reading
the
this.
November election.
I'm not reading this as a request, I'm reading it all the citizens of Gilbert need to send a ballot to them. All the citizens, all households. It
No,
doesn't say per request.
no,
No.
process absentee requests. It's not that everybody gets one.
Right, they have to request the absentee ballot.
Where is it?
2A.
Yeah, I see a request at the end of the line.
Absentee requests, so they have to be requested. We don't just send them out.
So you receive them online and mail?
No, you request online and then it gets mailed.
Oh, it just says online and mail.
The process absentee requests received via online and mail. So if we receive one in the mail, we have to send it. If we receive the request online, we mail it. They have a couple options as far as how they can
Or you
request
email
it.
it back, or, well, you have to mail it back.
Yeah. So they can request it two ways, online or via
Or you can
mail.
get it online and then you copy it, or what?
No, they request it online and
You
then we
request-
mail the
They
ballot.
mail
Or
it
you
to
mail the ballot either way.
Right, but they can
Right.
also mail us a request for an absentee. There's two ways to
Right.
request it.
Yeah.
So that would be via online or by mail.
Mhm.
There's nothing saying that's a Gilbert ballot, is it? It doesn't say Gilbert ballot on
It would have to be Gilbert if we're the Gilbert absentee.
it. We haven't received this. The person, no name in that thing, is there?
Yeah, we'd have to have their name and address to mail it to them.
But the ballot itself doesn't say Gilbert.
It's a regular ballot.
It's a ballot
Well,
for the Gilbert
specific to
precinct.
Gilbert.
Yeah, there is a process to it. I remember, I don't know exactly what it was, but I do remember when Hannah did it last time, that it's not that, they're just, I mean, there's a way that they are keeping track of it, so nobody's getting two ballots or anything like
Right.
that.
And
there
for
was a
this one-
process you had to do for it.
For this one, the county sent us email, like Monday night and said, mark these as absentee ballots received. So we went into the book, marked them as AB, and so then if they were to come here and try to vote a second time, they can't.
Okay, all right, that's all.
Yeah, you get a ballot in a sealed envelope
Right.
along with your other paperwork.
We're not- we're gonna take this up at the
Next meeting.
Okay, next we have a closed session to go to. And I'm gonna ask the lady at the TV camera here, we're gonna recess here, and you can shut the camera off, and then if you can wait, I don't know how long it's gonna be, but you will be waiting, correct? Okay. All right, so we want the closed session. So we want to recess this meeting.
I'll move to recess this meeting to go into closed session.
Motion by Councilor Bertocci, supported by
Second.
Councilor Redpain to recess the meeting at 7:20 and go into closed session. All right, reconvene the meeting at 9:44. If we have a roll call, since we're on.
Councilor Bertocci,
President.
Councilor Skrillex,
Here.
Councilor Redpain,
Here.
Councilor Fawnin,
Here.
Mayor Oberstar.
Here. And then we have to add in, we have our city attorney here with us. We just concluded our closed session for contract negotiations, whether it's offers candidate for city clerk, our interim clerk, Lynn Lordy. And we've come to the conclusion, the council will make a motion to add contract negotiations with the city clerk for next Tuesday night on our special meeting, and a closed session the same night if needed. So,
Make that motion.
I'll second.
motion by Councilor Bertocci, supported by Councilor Skrillex to add that contract negotiations to our special meeting on the Tuesday the 18th with the closed session, and maybe after the closed session, proposal of some kind. Any more discussion? Or maybe we can act on the contract at that night, or we'll have to continue on. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. We have the counter proposal given to the
I got it.
attorney.
Got my email?
I got it.
Can we move to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Moved by Councilor Bertocci, supported by Councilor Skrillex to adjourn at 9:46. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye.